This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for joining us. Haley Wilgus has the night off. Our top story tonight, a tragedy at an Orlando daycare center. A 3-year-old boy was found dead in the backseat of a hot van left for hours in the parking lot. Today, that young child's family is demanding to know how something like this could have happened. And as ABC's Maggie Rulli shows us, the police are now involved.
An Orlando daycare is under investigation after Miles Hill, just 3 years old, was found dead in a van parked outside Little Miracles Academy.
Miles would have turned 4 years old on August 22nd this month. This is an absolute tragedy which could have been prevented.
Police believe he was left in the hot vehicle the entire day.
How could you do that? You don't even do a hand count. They knew that they didn't take him home. They knew he wasn't in there. And if he was in that van, they knew that they hadn't taken him out.
His family says Miles had been going to Little Miracles Academy for 2 years and was supposed to be dropped off before 8 p.m. But on Monday night, he never came home. His grandma reported him missing.
We found Miles Hill in the van.
Responding officers say the child was found dead on the floor in the backseat of the van.
The daycare worker has been very cooperative and is obviously extremely distraught.
Police say the daycare worker involved was driving Miles and other children from one location to another. She admits that she did not do a head count when the children were dropped off and that she had no idea that Miles was still in the back seat. Today, Miles's mother leaves flowers outside the daycare where her child's body was found. Authorities are awaiting the autopsy and criminal charges are pending. If confirmed by the autopsy, Miles will be the 32nd child who's died this year after being left in a hot vehicle and the 5th in the state of Florida. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Closer to home, a woman is fighting for her life after a fire ripped through her Sarasota home. The fire broke out at the house on Las Vegas Drive around 6:30 this morning. That's off Proctor Road in Sarasota. The State Fire Marshal's Office, Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, and Sarasota County Fire Department are all teaming up on this investigation. The cause right now is still a mystery, but investigators say it appears the fire started in one of the bedrooms and they do not think it was intentionally set. Neighbors say the woman already had burns up her arm when she went back inside the burning home to find her dog.
She was a nice lady, and she had a dog too. That's the only thing I knew, but she was a nice lady. She said hi to me, I say hi back.
The woman was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital for treatment. The investigation is ongoing. In Manatee County, investigation is underway into a car fire that spread to a house and killed 2 dogs. This is video of the fire last night sent in by one of our viewers. It broke out inside a home on Usepa Drive in the Sable Harbor community. That's just west of I-75. Firefighters say it spread to the home's attic. 4 of the family's dogs were saved, but 2 dogs did not survive. One of the neighbors was outside when it happened.
I was taking the dog out for the last part of the night, and I heard a bunch of firecrackers, and I smelled a bunch of smoke. And I didn't really, went back in the house. I didn't know what it was.
No word yet on the amount of damage the fire caused to that home. Well, it's back to school this week in Manatee County, and school officials will once again be on the lookout for students exchanging inappropriate pictures on their phones. The Manatee County District has implemented an extensive section of its Code of Conduct that explains the seriousness of sexting. If a student is caught sending explicit messages or images, which could include the teen who took the picture, the student could face suspension or expulsion. If other students are involved, the offenders could face felony child pornography charges and even have to register as a sex offender. A recent study shows nearly 3 in 4 students engage in sexting, a statistic that has both parents and school officials on alert.
What they don't realize is that can follow them throughout their life. And once you send that message or send that photo, you have zero control over it after that.
Our charge is to make sure our kids are safe on campus and outside of campus as well. We want our students to be safe, and we want school to be a place where they can come and be the best they can be.
Best way to make sure your child is not caught up in a sexting scandal is to be aware of what they're doing online. Make sure you monitor their social media and have conversations with them when needed. The new state education bill has some local school officials crying foul. The lengthy bill calls for things like additional teacher bonuses and funding for kids with special needs. But the provision that drew the most opposition was the call for districts to share millions of dollars in taxpayer dollars with charter schools. With a few projects in the works, Sarasota County School Board officials have mixed feelings on whether the bill may impede on those plans.
It hits our operating budget, it hits our capital budget, and it's taken away about $10 million of our money that we had, our money. It's really the community's money that we've had to buy a piece of property that we need desperately to build another school.
But think about it, is if they open up more charter schools, the need to build an elementary school goes down, and so the need for the capital to build that elementary school goes down.
One of the provisions of the bill will also give local districts control of teacher evaluations. Let's get a check on our weather this evening with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, a little drier out there tonight.
Yeah, it is a little drier right now, Scott. You're right, though. Yesterday we had some pretty big storms starting to fire up. There still could be some, and we are looking at once in a while a shower popping up here and there. There's one lone shower. Not enough energy to last that long, though. They've been moving off to the northwest. Once in a while you'll see one pop up. The sea breeze is right here. It's moved inland a little bit more so today as a result of that westerly wind, but still right along that sea breeze front, we'll see showers popping up through this evening. Currently, looks pretty nice out there. Some fair weather cumulus clouds, 89 degrees. Feels like temperature at 97 and the dew point 73. Winds are out of the southwest at 11 and the pressure now 29.96 inches. As far as Franklin is concerned, it's over land right now, but is expected to emerge into the Bay of Campeche and looks like it will gain strength again. Top winds are down to just above tropical storm status now. It's moving to the west-northwest at 12 and the pressure at 1,001 millibars. Temperatures across the area, upper 80s to low 90s. Most of the area into the mid-90s east of I-75. Arcadia 95, 94 in Wauchula right now, and 89 in Braden. And look at the water temperature, 91 degrees. Not much of a cooling effect with that sea breeze as it is moving up and down the coast right now, well inland. Well, much more in our forecast. Update you on another tropical disturbance coming up in a few minutes. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. The building that will serve as the hub for the 2017 World Rowing Championships is now complete. An unofficial grand opening of the new finished tower at Nathan Benderson Park was held earlier today. The architect of the building gave ABC7 a tour of the tower. It was built using all private donations and will give judges and spectators a bird's eye view of the rowing action, as well as multiple TV crews.
14 international television stations will be here, so you have to have commentary, you have to have game presentation, all the things that make it a true event will be stationed right here in the building. But it's really about every element that goes through the competition, everything that happens on that water is spearheaded from this building.
The 2017 World Rowing Championships would not have been able to come to Nathan Benderson Park had that tower not been built. The event will run from September 23rd through October 1st. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now with a look at the day on Wall Street and the winning streak. I guess all streaks have to come to an end, and it did today on Wall Street. Richard.
Scott, you got it exactly right. It goes all the way back to the 26th of July was the last time we saw a down day for the Dow. It had been up for 10 consecutive days, setting 9 consecutive records. But as you just said, they don't last forever, and that was the case today. Interesting, the top to bottom range for the Dow today was 122 points. The high of the day was plus 61. The low of the day, minus 61. So at the end of the day, right in between. Let's take a look. It was a down finish. There you see the Dow down 33 points, 0.15% at 22,085.34. That on volume of 689 million shares. The NASDAQ down 0.2%, just over 13 points at 6,370.46. That on volume of 1,707 million shares. And the S&P makes it a clean sweep for the Dow Arrows, down 6 points, 0.25% at 2,474.92. Well, it may have been a down day on Wall Street, but it was hardly a down day for Michael Kors. Its shares jumped by an amazing 22% today. Yes, I said 22%. The company's fiscal first quarter earnings beat on the top and bottom lines. You may recall it was just 2 weeks ago today that they announced they were buying shoe retailer Jimmy Choo for over $1 billion. Well, the word's going around that they're not done buying. Exactly what they're going to buy or who they're going to buy is to be determined, but certainly with a 22% increase in the company's stock today, one would believe that they are on an acquisition binge, and more to come, Scott, that's for sure.
Yeah. You also have some news on Disney tonight.
Yes, they announced their earnings after the close today. They came in pretty much in line. The best performers for Disney were the theme parks and resorts. Those were both up about 12%. Very impressive.
Okay, Richard, thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, North Korea takes a major step towards its goal of becoming a nuclear power. What President Trump is saying about the new threat. And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back. He'll have the full weather forecast and show us what's happening in the tropics. Plus, when women should stop getting mammograms. New research involving older cancer survivors. Next.
The ABC7 Stock Report is brought to you by Sunset Cadillac.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get Debt-Free Now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Now to a new game-changing threat out of North Korea. The Washington Post reporting U.S. analysts say the country has miniaturized a nuclear warhead that can be put inside a missile. And the president firing back with strong words of warning. ABC's Emily Rao has the latest now from Washington.
Tensions with North Korea increasing exponentially. A Washington Post report says North Korea has successfully cleared one of the biggest hurdles toward becoming a nuclear power. U.S. intelligence sources telling the Post Pyongyang has miniaturized a nuclear warhead that can fit inside its missiles.
They are not suicidal. They know that an attack on the United States will bring the end of their country, and particularly the end of their regime.
But even the capability, a major concern, and President Trump blasting back Tuesday with a warning for North Korean leader Kim Jong-un.
North Korea best not make any more threats to the United States. They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
The opposite approach suggested by some nuclear policy experts.
So we need to calm down, take a deep breath, realizes that the North is not going to attack us. There's a risk that they will make a mistake, that they will look at the situation in a way that is miscalculation, and that we will stumble into catastrophe.
The new report coming just days after North Korea's latest intercontinental ballistic missile test, the United Nations then unanimously passing crippling sanctions. In return, Kim Jong-un vowing a thousand-fold revenge, leaving the world to wait and see what happens next.
Reaction to all of this rolling in online, people are tweeting they actually thought President Trump's explosive response was a quote from Kim Jong-un. The president seems to show no interest in calming things down. Emily Rao, ABC News, Washington.
Tropical storm Franklin is dumping lots of rain on Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. It made a landfall late last night. Franklin moved inland with maximum sustained winds of about 60 miles an hour. The storm is battering Belize and the Yucatan Peninsula with heavy rain, strong winds, and flash flooding is a major concern. And Bob is back now. As the storm moves down to the west-northwest, I guess there's the potential of it re-strengthening once it gets into the Gulf.
It's going to get very close to getting to hurricane status, but the big point is the rainfall.
Yeah.
And Mexico, when it usually hits there, and that's a fairly typical pattern, hitting Mexico, and then it squeezes all the moisture out of it, the mountainous terrain, and that rain just comes washing down. Mudslides are a big issue there, obviously, and flash flooding, life-threatening flash flooding expected in Mexico. Although it's not a big storm, rain will be in the biggest part of that storm itself. Here's the list of names that we've had so far. And you can see Arlene, Brett, Cindy, Don, Emily, Franklin, and then we're waiting for Gert. And Gert may not be far off if you look at the European forecast model. The United States model not showing anything with it, but we'll keep an eye on it for it nonetheless. And right now, just a few showers around yesterday, creating some nice rainbows. And this one from Cindy Desmond from Siesta Key. You get a half of that rainbow right there. And a big storm moved through. Had a couple of bouts of showers yesterday. And looks like not as many today, but there'll still be a few out there. Beautiful on the beaches there. Casey Key showing just a few clouds off in the distance now and again. Some low waves running less than 2 feet for the most part, and that should be the case again tomorrow. Well, the Titan radar is not all that active, but one thing I did note is that there are some bigger storms to the north of us. Right now, a shower will pop up and then go away fairly quickly, like we saw near Inglewood earlier, just to the east of Inglewood. But this one's sticking around a little longer, so that may be the case through this evening. That sea breeze has moved right about where these storms are developing now, and there's a chance it could break the sea breeze down, and we'll see a few more storms. Look at this into Hillsborough County, a rather intense line of storms developing from downtown Tampa, just north of that, all the way to the west of Lutz. And again, not much going on right now. Looks to be pretty good throughout most of this evening. We'll keep a 30% chance for a few scattered evening showers. The heat index not terribly hot, but it's at 97 degrees. Southwest winds at 11, and the pressure now 2996. That's falling just due to the heat of the day, really. 84 degrees in Jacksonville, though. It's cooler there, and 93 in Orlando, 91 in Miami right now. And as far as the forecast goes tomorrow, we're not going to see many storms again. It'll be rather quiet. There'll be a few. 30% chance for those late-day showers and storms. It will be hot, though, with a southeast wind. Temperatures tend to warm up, especially inland areas. We're talking mid-90s to even upper 90s in places like Sebring and even Arcadia. Well, Franklin is out there. The sixth-name storm of the season made landfall late last night and early this morning, working its way across the Yucatan Peninsula. It's really beat it up a little bit. The winds are down to 40 miles an hour now. It's lost its fuel source near the center, which is the warm water of the Western Caribbean. But right here in the Southwest Gulf, it is very warm. Temperatures into the low 90s there, and it's expected to gain some strength, and it could become a hurricane before it makes landfall into Mexico in less than a couple of days, really, as it makes its way off to the west. You'll see the heavy rainfall here, the mountainous terrain causing the flash flooding problems as we move on in through time. Again, on in through Thursday, 7 p.m. That's when the heaviest rains will start to begin near those mountains. Now, as far as we're concerned, we are watching one area of concern, and that is in the eastern portions, the western portions of the Atlantic, heading off toward the Windward Islands. Now you can see it, there's not much to it. It's getting beat up by some dry air and upper level low to the northwest of it, and is only a 30% chance developing in the next 5 days. No chance in the next 2 days because of that upper level low. Just a few models are picking it up and carrying it off to the west northwest. Again, we're right there, so it appears that this one's going to miss us. We'll keep an eye on it close for you. The European model takes it up just to the east of the Bahamas and then kind of bends it off east of North Carolina over the next 5 days. So that system has a chance, 30%. We'll see if the United States model eventually picks up on it. If it does, the chances of that developing to GERT will be increasing, I think, over the upcoming days. So the forecast this evening calling a few scattered showers and then generally fair skies after midnight. And then tomorrow, again, only a 30% chance for showers and storms as we move through time. Better chances, though, come as we head on the latter half of this work week and into the weekend. The forecast for boaters looks good out there. A light chop, seas running 2 feet or less. Winds switch around a little bit in the afternoon to the southwest. The water temperature 91 degrees and the UV index will be high tomorrow on area beaches anywhere outdoors. Low tide at 8:39 and another one at 7:29 tomorrow morning. Sunset at 8:14. So a few scattered showers, but most areas staying partly cloudy. It will be warm, muggy as well, 78 for a low. Tomorrow, look for a 30% chance for scattered afternoon and evening storms, a high of 93. And the extended forecast calling for a little bit better chance on Thursday. And then we'll get into some showers and storms. Now, we could see the timing change again over the weekend. We could see some morning showers and storms approaching. And depending upon what maybe GERT will do, it could even dry us out. More on that later. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. In Suncoast Traffic Watch right now, there's a crash in Manatee County. It's on Cortez Road at the intersection of 34th Street, and it is slowing traffic going both west and east in that area. In health news tonight, when certain women should stop getting mammograms. According to a U.S. study, some older breast cancer survivors who may not live long enough to benefit from routine mammograms are still often getting them, while some who do have more years ahead are not being screened. Around 70,000 women over the age of 70 are diagnosed with breast cancer each year in the United States. The American Cancer Society recommends that women without a history of breast cancer stop screening when their estimated life expectancy is less than 10 years. Other organizations suggest survivors should stop if they likely have less than 5 years to live. Music may soothe the savage beast, but a new recent study says it does not do anything for autism. A group of Norwegian researchers found that music therapy plus standard care does not improve autism symptoms any better than standard care alone. The study looked at 364 children between the ages of 4 and 7 years old in several different countries over the span of 5 months. And it concluded that any improvement from music therapy came at the expense of reduced improvement from standard care. Critics say the study is riddled with problems, including differences in care among countries and the short duration of the observation. Coming up, British police looking for witnesses after video surfaces showing a jogger pushing a woman into the path of a bus. Plus, a piece of Florida's history unearthed. What was in a time capsule buried for more than a century. Straight ahead.
Fresh out of the box, the Alfa Romeo won us over. We went in skeptical and left in awe of this gorgeous machine. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Consumer Cellular makes it easy to stay in touch with family and stay within our budget.
Now our cell phone bill is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $10 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones. Check out my new one.
I picked this simple phone.
I use my son's old smartphone. Kept my number, too.
Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, and members get exclusive discounts.
It's a good thing Consumer Cellular is always there, because sometimes I need a little help.
Sometimes. We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service among non-contract wireless providers.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change. Luckily, there are some things we can still afford.
Like consumer cellular.
Stop paying too much for wireless service. Switch now and for a limited time, get a $20 credit on any new line of service. Call 1-800-920-3084. Go online or visit a Target store today.
It's Lincoln Summer Sales Event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sport Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury, winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job. I am Goodwill, yeah.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
It does things that seem impossible, feeling like it could change direction while airborne. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Police in Britain are searching for a jogger who pushed a woman into the path of an oncoming bus, and surveillance cameras caught it all. This happened back in May on Putney Bridge in southwest London. You can see the man jogging and then pushing the woman into the bus lane. Thankfully, the bus driver avoided hitting her, and the woman had only minor injuries. London Metropolitan Police are encouraging anyone with information on the jogger's identity to contact them. A time capsule that has been buried for over 100 years is finally unearthed in Orlando. Workers found it at the base of a Confederate memorial that once stood in a public park. Inside the small rusted box, they found all kinds of items, including old money and a newspaper. There was also a letter dated February 15, 1911, that had the names of members of the Florida Division of the Daughters of the Confederacy, as well as a booklet from the group's convention a year earlier. All of the artifacts will now be turned over to Orlando's History Center. Well, it isn't easy being cheesy, that is, unless you were in New York. The Spotted Cheetah will be a pop-up restaurant in the Big Apple that serves up nothing but Cheeto-infused treats like Cheetos crusted fried pickles, Cheetos meatballs, and spicy Cheetos nachos. There will also be desserts, including Cheetos Sweetos cheesecake and Cheddar Cheetos apple crepes. The Spotted Cheetah will only be open August 15th through the August 17th, but if you're interested in how to make some of these items on the menu, you can get a free cookbook at the SpottedCheetah.com website. Enjoy your Cheetos. Still to come in your Suncoast News, a carbon monoxide warning. Now, a problem with some Ford vehicles is prompting the Northport Police Department to take action. That story coming up.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at CaliforniaClosets.com.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
No theater lover's bucket list is complete without the classic black comedy Arsenic and Old Lace. Two adorable old ladies who just happen to poison their tenants and bury them in their basement. Fun and farcical, this hilarious play is heating up the summer at the Players Center from August 9th through the 20th. Call 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll die laughing when you see Arsenic and Old Lace.
Now's the perfect time to work with California Closets. During our Shades of White event, save up to 20% on our beautiful white finishes for any space in your home. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.